Hello everyone, you're welcome to Flookiesden. My name is Afolake. If you're joining me for the very first time or seeing this video for the very first time, do hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you know when I post a new video. I post every week, and on this channel we just share things that help you settle easily in a new land, information that need to be sent across to you so you know what to do per time when you are an immigrant in a new land. And on today's channel, I just want to share a few things that new immigrants need to understand, or people that are looking forward to coming into a new land need to know concerning survival jobs, or what we have modernized to call them transitional jobs into a new role in Canada. So if this is exciting to you, don't go anywhere and keep watching. Here in Canada, or in fact, particularly anywhere in the world where you migrate, you are definitely transiting into something new. New job, new house, new lifestyle, new culture, new weather, depends on wherever you have moved to, and things really begin anew. So as well, when it comes to you moving into a new role, job particularly, and for as many of you that moved into Canada, you are expected to have your proof of funds to be able to serve you for a minimum of 3 months or thereabouts. I know some people actually come in with less of that amount and some with more. But irrespective of the category you fall into, you still want to get into the work stream and you want to move to continue to work in your profession or your career path that you have left in your country. Sometimes this is difficult for as many that have really grown in their career in their own country, and then they move into Canada and find it difficult to get into that role, particularly the role that they've worked in their country. So my video today is going to enlighten you and just open your mind to what to expect, and so many things to look forward to when you move into Canada. First, I would say just settle down. Try and settle into your new country, wherever you have moved to. And bottom line is, things are going to be starting afresh. For jobs, most of the jobs that you find here, in fact, I'm going to be saying this in two phases because it works differently for different people. But more importantly is that you want to pay your bills, and that's why we call these jobs survival jobs. They pay the minimum wage. They take some of your time or most of your time, because you're jumping from one job, get to rest, and then you're moving to the other one just to be able to pay the bills. You have bills coming. Those bills don't wait for you, unlike in your country that you probably can defer some bills. Yes, you can, but you'll be paying some more charges when you defer bills. So it's really not wise to defer your bills. So you have to hop on the job that you find. But my advice is, try to get the job within your career path. So for example, if you are an HR professional, you want to start with something in the admin role or in the customer service role, whereby it still transits into that bigger role that you're looking forward to. Don't undermine yourself. Don't look at yourself as too big or too less to do a particular job. When you move abroad, the bills are the most important things for you to start with. You want to pay your bills, and whatever job that you get to start off is very important. But bear in mind, as professionals moving abroad, you want to streamline into your career path. That is very important, and I will stress that again. Try to streamline into your career path, because eventually when you start hopping from one job to the other and you just need that foot in the door to get into your career stream, recruiters will be asking you, what have you done in that past role? What are you bringing to the table? You might make reference to the job that you've done in your country, but more importantly, you want to stress what you've been able to do within the current role that also speaks better into the new role that you're moving into. I know we are all qualified, in fact, overqualified when we move abroad, but we need to be able to temper our resume slightly below the standard for you to get into that work stream. You want to get that job. That's what is most important. And if you decide to keep your resume the way it is, it might be difficult for you to step in. Canadian experience is one topic that is widely spoken about, that you must have this experience for you to get into the work stream or get into that proper role that you're looking for. But you can gain this experience in any sector, any role, any job, basically from regular jobs to survival jobs to professional jobs. So you can gain this experience widely. Some start with working in some retail outlets, or you do some delivery jobs or some security jobs, whereby you gain this experience. Basically, they want to see how you integrate better with other nationalities, because this is a multicultural society. Some get good jobs that they move into their career path from the very beginning. This is not to undermine any job, because whatever job you do here, nobody looks down on you, because you are here to make money, you are here to pay your bills. Nobody borrows you money here. If you have family, friends in Nigeria, you can always run for help, but here nobody does that. Everybody is working for their hard-earned money to be able to pay their bills and meet their basic needs. So minimum wage will not be able to cater for you in the long run, but you just want to have that income in the interim to pay those bills and to be able to do one or two things, sort out one or two things. You want to pay for certifications for some courses, and that's why your POF is very important, that you must have it intact. It is very important. You might be lucky to get jobs when you get in, professional jobs or survival jobs or transitional jobs, I call it, and you might not on the other side. So if you just want to play safe, so you don't fall in the category of now wanting money to be able to service some bills where you don't find the jobs to be able to do that. So that's why survival jobs can range from those categories, and it doesn't say less of you. Try to get into those jobs, try to do those jobs with the best ability that you have, and then begin to look in your profession. I always encourage people to find jobs in their career path. So if you're in the IT industry, try and find roles that would start you off, so that builds that career for you within that profession, and then it's easy for you to integrate into that bigger professional career. But if you deviate, but I know this is also not by choice, because sometimes you don't find those roles and you end up in a grocery store, or you end up in one particular service provider company or the other. But that is just for you to start. But be focused, be determined that this path in your career is what you're still going into. So don't lose focus, and don't feel comfortable where you currently are, because you still have grounds to cover. For me as well, it was transitional. I also started with survival jobs. We needed to pay the bills, and we, like you all know, landed during the COVID era, and it was really a time when people were losing jobs. So you don't have choice. A beggar does not have choice. So you're just looking for what pays the bills. People were losing jobs, so you just don't want to be too picky about jobs. So I started off in the grocery store, helping out in the customer service. Then I moved as well to the public school board, where I was working in the school division, and I was also like a substitute secretary, where I was doing some administrative things. That was in line with what I wanted to do, but my end goal was to be a business analyst and a project manager. But I was in the interim working those roles and trying to catch up with some certifications and some courses that I could latch on. And of course, from there, I stepped into my HR role, where I kind of had my career breakout, where I was able to launch out into my now project management profession. So that happens differently for other people. Some people, in fact, for others, like in 2022, mid 2022, or even earlier, when COVID was kind of winding down ish, it's not yet too wound down, there's still COVID, but things were looking up. People were landing good jobs, they were getting really good jobs in their career path, and that was so helpful. But on the flip side, for you looking forward to coming here, I would advise that you can reach out to some people, some folks that you know that are in Canada. Ask them for the kind of certification that you should get before you land, if possibly you can. Most things are done remotely right now. You can register for some certifications. You probably will just be waking up in the time zone of Canada to get into it, or some you can do it on your own, pace by pace. So that would help you to start, because I got my own project management certification before I landed. So try to do that, because I think that will be helpful as well. Reach out to people. One thing you must know here is that when you reach out, if you are not in Canada and you reach out to folks here in Canada and they don't respond to you, I know people outside the country feel so bad that they've moved now, they are not talking to us again, or they are not responding to us. You need to understand here that work is hard. Working is hard. You can really get excused in Nigeria to do stuff, but here, if you don't work, you don't get paid. And most of the jobs, especially those transitional jobs, you really can't be working and be calling or be responding to phone calls. In fact, your phones are locked away. Except you work at home, or even when you work at home, you have your schedules. There are intermittent times whereby you can pick up your phone and then respond to family that are abroad, outside Canada. So you need to understand that. So when your folks are not responding, don't feel bad. They are at work and they need, in fact, they take that 8 hours and more, because you have 30 minutes break and the other 8 hours you are working. You are indeed working. So it's not a time for you to start calling or trying to catch up with family. You probably can do that after work, and time zones don't permit. Sometimes people do that on weekends, depends on the shift that they fall in. So you must understand. So this is me coming on behalf of my people here and telling you this is what it is here. Work is hard. So please be mindful about that. But when you begin to migrate or move into that professional career path that you're looking forward to, it's so easy, because then people are looking for you. You begin to find jobs almost as easily, because you have what it takes to move from one profession or one career level to the next level. So when you're moving higher in the career path, it's easy. But is you moving here and starting again? Not everybody starts again, but starting or leveraging in that profession, you're trying to get into that path, that is almost difficult. But when you move, it's almost as easy. People find it difficult when they look at us here and say they're starting over again. But look, it just takes a while, with determination, with focus, and not resting on your hours. So if you're determined, then you begin to pursue. You begin to look forward to the things that are your midterm goals or your long-term goals, and then you begin to tick them off as achieved, because it is possible to achieve them. My advice is also that when you come here, we also have volunteering work that can also help you in that path. You can have internships, you can have network of like minds. So for those in your profession, you can try to connect with them so they can help you better navigate that path easily and faster. There are no guarantees really, but things work differently, like I said. And as you begin to be focused and determined in your career path, things will begin to unfold for you. In fact, people will start looking for you. They actually came hunting for me for this current role. So it is possible that you get hunted for. If you find any role that is lower than the standards of where you were coming from, please take it as a starter. You can volunteer to show your skills that you are able to do those roles. With volunteering, you don't have to commit Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day. You can do that once a week, twice a week. And when opportunities open up within the company, they look at you first. Most of the time, they are internal people that they consider before they look outside. So if you decide to volunteer your service, when those roles open up, they want to consider you first and just give you that role to move on in your career. And from an HR background, I always tell people, when you're applying for roles that are asking for 5 years experience, please, I know that we are professionals and you have 10 years, you have 15 years experience. Please temper your experience on your resume so you can get that call. You'll be termed as overqualified if you indicate like a wide gap from what you're looking for. That means you're looking for somebody that is not as experienced. I know, we all know that you are overqualified, that you are more than qualified, but you want that foot in the door. That is how you get the foot in the door. There's so many things that is attached to your work here, and if you really want to build a good career, you want to be determined. They must see that you're working. We know that Canadians are laid back. They are laid back in so many things. And that's why I'm speaking for Africans now. I'm speaking for Nigerians now. We are not laid back people, and we are always determined. That's why we make good progress, because we don't rest on the current role. As we're getting this role and we are making good success, we're looking at the next one. Where is the next one to conquer? And then we are striving to get there. That's the beauty of where we are from. I know we've gone through so many things from home, and that has built us and given us that capacity to endure those hardships that are here. That's why we can move from a positive 32 degrees and move into a minus 30 something or 40 something degrees here when the weather is really harsh. It is tough, it is difficult, but we are always up to that task. So you might be able to get a job before you land. Some do, some don't. It doesn't break anything. But if you land and you don't still get that dream job, please make sure that you're just getting one job to be able to, except you have all your POF intact, to be able to pay your way through maybe 3 months or thereabouts until you get that job that you're looking for. Some people come and just say, I don't want to work for 5 months, and then I will start searching for job from month 4. It's okay as long as you can pay your bills. But I know that it's really difficult. Like for me, I can't just sit down. I cannot. Even if I have the money stacked out somewhere, I cannot see that. I have to do work, which is activity for me. So it works differently for people. And if you are a family that have younger children, it might be difficult because the wifey have to sit with the children at home, because paying daycare is another story for another day. So you want to save that and let your wife sit home with the younger kids while the husband goes, begin to dig that work out there. So that's another thing to think about. And so when you're coming, just make up your mind. Just make up your mind that you will catch on any job that you find immediately, just to start your bills going, just to give you a good, easy, busy life to start with, and then begin to hunt for the next one. At least you have money coming in, because immediately you start, in fact, from the day you enter that accommodation that you have gotten, your heater starts running, electricity starts running, you have Wi-Fi, because you have to be able to connect to internet. That is running as well. And you also have other bills, your rent. You also have to keep up with the weather, buy clothes to keep you warm, and buy a car to be able to move around, gas. So many expenses that go around migrating, and these are just basic and initial expenses that you can't even run away from. You can't defer them. You must expend them from the beginning, and that's why you must have income to sustain this expense, at least pay those bills. As you get better job, it begins to give you leverage. Here in Saskatoon, our minimum wage is about 13 point something dollars per hour. It is very, very low compared to other provinces. So you can imagine, even if you have a 40-hour job, what can that be? That's why you see people running 2 jobs, running 3 jobs to be able to make all this available. But if you focus more on building your career, getting the professional certification that you require, or connecting with other like minds to get you in the stream of your career path, it's kind of a shorter route for you. With determination, with focus, you'll be able to get there faster. So you're doing your regular 40 hours job. You have time for your family. You have your weekends to yourself, or depends if you're working weekends, you have the 2 days on the week day that it will be your own weekend to relax, and everybody will be fine. Well, this is just a short video, and I hope this has been very helpful to 1 or 2 people that are looking for how they will survive when they come to Canada. Survival jobs are here. They are real. They are transferable jobs whereby you just start and then begin to move into other roles. I wish you all the best if you're looking forward to coming this way. And for us that are here, as many that are still stuck in that, don't give up, be determined, and don't sit in that role. Begin to launch out into your profession, in your career, and the things that you know best how to do. And you'll be able to move into that role that you actually dreamed to work in. Thank you so much for watching. See you again in another vlog. Bye, guys.